Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3 of National Pollinator Week. My name is Alex. Yesterday you learned a lot about the monarch butterfly migration, a 3,000-mile two-way journey that they make each year. Today we're going to talk more in depth about exactly what we can do at home or at work to help protect this species and other pollinators. But first, in order to understand why those at-home actions are so important, we're going to talk in more detail about the exact threats that are facing the monarchs so we can understand why our actions contribute to that difference. First, the major one is habitat loss. So over the past 100 years or so, 70 to 95% of North America's grasslands have been lost or degraded by things like housing developments, roads, or croplands. And this is a problem because those grasslands typically hosted seas of wildflowers. And remember that it takes about 4 to 5 generations for the monarch butterfly to complete that migration. And on average, they fly about 40 miles a day. So this means two things. One, monarchs need to refuel constantly, and they do this by drinking nectar from native wildflowers. Plus, if the monarchs traveling to Mexico don't get enough fuel along the way, they won't have enough fat stored up to make it through that long, cold winter. Secondly, monarchs need places to lay their eggs along their journey north. But remember that monarchs only lay their eggs on one type of plant, and that is the milkweed. Here in the Coachella Valley, we have this desert milkweed, as you can see here. So if that milkweed is not available for the monarchs to lay their eggs on, then it won't be possible for that next generation to pick up the migration where their parents left off. Now, the second major threat facing the monarch butterfly population is climate change. As our human population continues to behave in ways that cause major climate change, this climate change is altering the rates of development of the butterfly as well as their progress and timing through that super long migration. In such a long path, timing is crucial, so moving too early or too late can have really devastating effects. Secondly, as they continue along that migration pathway, monarchs will gather together in large groups. And what we have with climate change are more frequent extreme and unpredictable weather events. So when those extreme events pass through, they can wipe out huge portions of the population at a time. And with such a small population, this can be really threatening. Of course, there's a long list of things that you can do to help protect monarchs and other native pollinators, but today we have time to mention just 4 of those. First, of course, you can plant native milkweed in your yard. This gives monarchs a place to lay their eggs and feed their offspring. Secondly, you can plant other native plants in your yard too. Again, monarchs need to refuel with that nectar along their journey and throughout every day in general. And if you don't have a yard, that's okay. You can buy native nectar plants or milkweed for your friends and family to plant in their yard. Third, climate change is a threat that really is impacting us all, so be sure to register to vote and vote for leaders who support climate action through policy changes. The fourth thing, finally, we encourage you to learn more about monarchs and other pollinators. Here we've just touched on the very surface of it, and there's so much more to know. So we encourage you to check out some other resources like Monarch Watch or the Pollinator Partnership, or visit us here at the Living Desert, and we'd be thrilled to fill you in on more.